that. But anyway, we're here. We're going to do this quick, dirty, and in a hurry, I guess. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. But we're back on the Talking Tactical, everybody. I know. It's been sporadic. But I warned you that was going to happen. I got a lot of stuff going on. Excuse me. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Good to see y'all again. Good to be here. Make sure you like the stream. All that fun jazz. Let's get the tertiaries out of the way. What's going on, Quandale? Crazy Jason, what's going on? But as everybody files in and does their thing, hops on, sees that what's going on, smashes the like button. We're going to go through the tertiaries as per usual. So, 909 subscribers. Everybody give yourself a round of applause. Good job. We keep growing. It's slow, but we're growing, which is awesome. Keep pushing to that next goal of 1,000 subscribers and do the next unboxing battle. Retail store mystery box versus independent mystery box. That is what's going to go down to 1,000 subscribers. Y'all really want to get that comparison nitty gritty? Let's go for it. But thank you guys, all you beautiful, wonderful, amazing people, for subscribing, becoming tree dwellers, watching all the crazy, ridiculous videos on here, for as many as there are, and hanging out for the game streams. You're all awesome. Let's just keep growing, keep going, because also after 1,000 subscribers, I've always said one of the goals of this channel, and let me reiterate this for everybody. Monetization of this channel means money goes aside for channel to potentially buy property, build airsoft field from community support. So that's, overarching goal of this channel has always been that, and we want to keep going to that. So the further up we go with subscribers is the more chances of making that dream a reality. And having another cool place to host events, bring mill sims, get people out. So, let's just keep growing. Let's build the channel so then us as a community can get together, and through some weird way, all of us will work together through this strange Squirrely Nuts channel and build a field for everybody. That's going to be all sorts of awesome. Trust me, there are deep, deep plans in the works. But we just need to get there. We need to grow. We need to go. So keep on doing it, guys. Keep on sharing. Smash that like button. I guess there's a hype button now. Sure. Hit the hype thing, I guess. If that does something cool, I guess. I'm just an old guy that relatively understands technology to a point, I guess. But anyway, moving on. Let's catch up on some comments here coming by. Gonna be playing my second airsoft game this Saturday. Sweet. Awesome. Hope you have fun. I hope your first airsoft game was outstanding. I think I remember you from last time. Yeah. Going to the first game. Yep. Well, I think you got bit by the bug. So keep going, man. Keep going. Yep, Crazy J. I know where you're going. That leads me into the next part of the tertiaries, guys. I got to throw down the usual shout out leading up to Shadowlands 2025 in South Carolina. Going down this weekend. So if you didn't get your tickets, you don't have your tickets, go to teamshadowairsoft.com. Get your tickets for Shadowlands. Show up at Charleston Airsoft in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina, and have a great time. My guys out there with Team Shadow Airsoft are going to be out in force like they normally do, and they're going to be showing it up on the field. I am unfortunately not able to attend this year, but I will still give these guys a shout out, support this event, because it is set up and designed and orchestrated by my good friend Shadow Dragon from Team Shadow Airsoft. So go show him some love. Head on out to Operation Shadowlands 2025 and have a good old time. It is a blast. I went last year, and you guys won't regret it. So, Crazy Jason, cutoff for tickets is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Cutoff for tickets. So let me add that on there. Cutoff for tickets for Shadowlands is 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. So get your tickets, guys. Get your tickets. Get them. It's an awesome event. You don't want to miss out. Do it. In the words of Emperor Palpatine, do it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. And to the rest of y'all who are already got your tickets to Shadowlands, if you're not on Team Last Hope, you're doomed. That's just me having my fanboyism, because that's where I know my boys over on Team Shadow Airsoft are going to be. That amazing Airsoft team over there. Yep. Yeah. Have fun this year, guys. I wish I was there. But anyway, moving on. Pinned link or pinned comment in the chat there, down there below, is a link to the Discord, Task Force Shrubbery. Go on over there, hang out, talk and hang out with other weirdos like me, talk the airsoft goodness, movies and video game nerdery, and other random bullshit. Also, that's where you can support the channel. Order your Squirrely Nuts Airsoft merch. I got a few patches. I don't know when I'm going to re-up on patches. I have a few left. Not many, but a few. So if you guys want to get your patches, get them now. I always have roadkill rags, though. Always have roadkill rags. Where you can call your hits in style. And then you can also custom order your colors for your custom tie-dye shamag. So over there on the Discord, that's where you can do all that, do all the support and fun stuff. What's going on, young one? Good to see you, man. But yeah, and also it's a good place to just hang out and chill. Also, that's where you can find out where, ST6 hangs out for airsoft events. And when we do task, you got to be a part of the Discord to get a rare exclusive patch direct from me. You can only get it from me. They're the Task Force Shrubbery patches for being part of the Discord and showing up for a Task Force Shrubbery meetup. And you got to be part of the Discord to find out where those are going to be at. So join the Discord. It's advantageous. And plus, we also pick really cool milsims to go to all over the country. And it's never, we did the same place 2 years in a row. 1 year, we only had a couple of the guys of the team show out. This year, we had a bunch of the guys show out, and we had a blast, and we owned that asylum. But we're taking a different approach next year, and we're going to Georgia. So next November is going to be the next Task Force Shrubbery meetup in Georgia at Iron Horse, American Milsim. It's going to be our first American Milsim event that the team will be going to, and we will be looking forward to having a really good time. But you want more updates and info beyond that? Join the Discord, come hang out, and have a good old time over there as well. I also hang out usually after the lives for a little bit. I usually play some Borderlands. You can also game with me through Discord too. Do a lot of that. Currently it's on Borderlands 4. The juice is worth the squeeze when the game is running right. And I mean that. They're fixing it still. Not game breaking. But anyway, moving on. I believe that is a bit of all the tertiaries out of the way. I don't think I'm missing anything. I talked to the subscribers, got back on the Discord, plugged the merch. Prime Tech, good to see you, homie. Pound it. Always good to see you, my man. So, yeah, that's tertiaries out of the way. Now, don't let the title confuse you. If you still have your questions that you want to ask, put a Q in front of it in the chat below. Make it stand out a little bit more, or comments and whatnot. I'll try to keep up with the chat. Prime Tech, he did pound it. Knuckles, gotta love it. Anyway, I am gonna go on a bit of a rant tonight. I don't know how much rage might come out of this, because I know some of you guys have liked that lately. But the subject came up in Discord discussions. It ended up getting talked about in a live. And I have thoughts on this that I could not condense into text in a chat on a live. So I figure I'm going to do it here. Because I have feelings about these things. Yeah. Anyway, AI involved in airsoft. Let me just break that wide open. AI involved in airsoft. Now, let me get into the ways of my rant of how much this is a bad idea. One, how many, recent writer strikes and issues in game design, film, in writing, and overuse of AI and pushing out actual people. One, it takes the heart out of things. Really becomes a heartless numbers, ones and zeros thing. There's no actual care or concern for people because this is not thought processes by a person, it's machine learned technology in a computer. Nah, airsoft is a very in-person thing. Obviously, we're there playing tag essentially with airsoft replicas. So AI in my terms, there is, I believe, use for AI in airsoft in the means of if you have a per se indoor field that you can actually change the layout of the indoor field on a semi-regular basis because you designed it to do so, right? Plug in the scale into the AI system and pictures and just be like, hey, reset field into a new configuration. And then boom, it just generates fields for you. And then you can reorient the field the way you want based off the AI generation. It takes all the thought process out of sitting there and drawing maps forever. And then you get ideas and yeah, you can curate, guide it. Like say, I want this a 3-lane map system like the old school Call of Duty. Boom, it'll print that out. Makes sense. That is where I think AI and airsoft could be possibly used. In the examples of AI being used with airsoft was to see if it was a viable growing community thing. And I kind of read it. It was very long. Kind of skimmed through it, read the first few bits of it. Yeah, the thing that I had problems with on where it was coming by saying, yes, airsoft is growing and statistics are there to prove so is where are the statistics? That's the one thing I want to see is the tangible numbers that this AI system is generating this from, or is it just coming up with the casual word salad to make you feel better with all sorts of buzzwords? Like the Friday targeting system from Spider-Man Far From Home. Not like that. I've been using ChatGPT for gear recommendations and compatibility. I mean, that's something, yeah, sure. Now I'm maybe, I don't know. I don't use a lot of AI stuff. It could be like, this is, you mess with AI, this is how Skynet starts, that type of thing. I don't know. I guess I'm old school. I don't want something thinking for me unless I really need it. And I've never really had a need for AI, I guess. I know it has its places and uses and all sorts of stuff, but it's just AI and airsoft to me is a very limited idea. Because it has been proven and shown that over time AI just eventually starts stroking your ego. And even if you have a bad idea, it tells you it's a good idea. It will eventually just learn to tell you stuff to make you happy, or it could tell you stuff to make you death spiral down a dark, depressing hole, which also has been a thing that it's been shown to do. Whether regardless what you do with programming and it changes and they work with the computer sciencey things, I'm not the greatest with, but at the same time, I kind of understand how it works. But I don't know. AI for me just has its uses in its places, like factory automation. People that AI generated images for just like art purposes. Yeah, sure, why not? I mean, they're really messed up most of the time, but sure, why not? Some parody stuff that has been getting made with AI lately is kind of funny, but could eventually possibly cross the line. That's a controversial subject. on a whole different tangent. Um, but it has, like I said, it has its places, but I feel in airsoft AI is limited because it's such a social interaction events hobby. It's literally about getting out and playing Call of Duty. It's but in real life. That's the best way I can always reference airsoft. So, and for me, I like changing field layout, sure, but in actually like making airsoft better or using it to come up with I mean maybe you could get some cool game modes out of it. Maybe I actually that could be. It might get weird. It might get really weird. But I don't know. AI is one of those things where it's still a questionable. There's so many faults to it still, and a lot of AI nowadays like currently a lot of people use like ChatGPT, Meta, stuff like that. It's more about like maintaining engagement instead of actually over time being continually functional. I actually just watched this really good documentary right before the live tonight about like AI being used as like a friend thing, and it just went south really fast. So it still has many flaws. So I don't think that we could say or presumptively say that AI could be used to save airsoft. Sorry, Isaiah, not sorry. um, I just no, nah, not currently. Nor do I even think at all, because yet again, this is how Skynet starts. AI is the beginning of Skynet. Go ahead, old man screams at cloud, but or conspiracy theorist, weird. Ooh, but still, you can even look into it. AI, some of the stuff that they've messed with some of these AI models have gotten really scary, really fast. This is how Skynet starts, guys. Which also that could be a really good event idea. There you go. Do a Terminator theme thing. Everybody take that idea and run with it. Somebody do it. I have too many irons in the fire. I also believe that a lot of people have been kind of using AI as a crutch, and proof has been used in the pudding in the gaming industry, which was weird because you usually want better creativity out of your developers than you do a computer machine learned system. But they're also mandating people know how to work with AI now in a lot of development studios, I guess. So I don't know, but a lot of the AI generated stuff people can spot really quick, and it's never usually nice. Yeah, that that I think is a solid end to that rant because most of it is just paranoia and skepticism. But at the same time, there is a lot of truth to a lot of the stuff that I have said in how AI models currently run. And the fact that there is no regulation on it also is kind of questionable because they can do literally whatever they want with it. And that is also scary. Gotta go, man. Have to get some stuff done. Have a good night. Thank you for hopping in the stream. Quandale Place. Always nice to see you here. Thank you. Thank you again for hopping in here. Appreciate you. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Subscribe if you're not already. Haha, pitch. Still having fun with a rant night, I guess. Anybody have their thoughts or opinions on AI being used in airsoft? Please let me know. I want to hear. Let's get some back and forth going. Do you think it could be used more effectively in airsoft more than what I think? I'll give y'all a minute to think about it, I guess. Nothing? Nobody? Okay. Ooh, that's going to the drum. Sorry, I should have just turned off my TV. There's cool haunted house stuff playing in my background. I should have turned that off. Oh, Jason, what we got? Jason, what we got? I'm with you on that one, Squirrely. I don't think there's really any benefits currently. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you for agreeing, I guess. I mean, there, like I said, there's multiple aspects to it, but yeah, currently no. Like I said, for me, the best idea for AI is I think I could really, you can kind of use it to a point in three ways effectively. Just because I think some of the things and ideas that AI comes up with is actually can be interesting. For the most part, I think it gets really weird, really, really fast. But um, like I said earlier, if you can have like an adaptable field design and you can change it using AI to give you ideas for field changes, like you put everything in and be like, hey, switch this around and make it something else. Um, Game mode ideas. I think you can plug and play some basic info on like how many players per side, blah blah blah, time limit, and see what kind of game modes it can spit out you. Um, there are things for that you can use, or like event storyline ideas. Um, it's could some of those event storyline ideas you can like maybe punch in a couple of like basic subject line ideas and let it run, see what it comes up with, and then you can adapt from there. I always think though the human element of AI in airsoft is always going to come into play because you're going to have some sort of hand in adapting, editing, or changing something. um Myth click, what is your necklace? My necklace is Molnir, Thor's hammer. um, but yeah, that's I think the three effective spots that you could utilize airsoft effectively, or AI effectively in airsoft. If I can speak. Um, so outside of that, maybe I mean, who knows? There could be a lot of stuff, but me that's just like where I would think on where you could apply it effectively, and then just kind of fine tooth comb it and then actually utilize it. So yeah. Anybody else? Anyone? Anyone? Before I feel like I need to tap on another subject, because I at least want to run one more thing uh, on the stream for kind of a pseudo rant. I've had a day or so to calm down because I was a little heated yesterday. Not only was it still fresh in the brain, and I was kind of mad and boiling about how some things were done and blah blah blah. Anyway, um, things at home weren't going so great. I'm more pissed off at technology at the house. My headset's not or my headphones aren't working properly again, and it's just annoying as shit. Trying to sit there and fix them for an hour before a stream, just yeah. Anyway, um, so let's move on. Couple weeks ago, I did a live, and I did a pretty. I think it was one of my longer lives, but we had the discussion on is airsoft a dying hobby? I'm not saying I started a trend. I'm not trying to claim that at all. But after that, a few other people tapped on that subject, and it wasn't just like a hand. Like it was, big, small, in between. Everybody kind of, because it's kind of like the subject of the hobby right now. Really is because it feels like retention, I guess, is falling off a cliff. Um, Everybody's either seeing these weird ebbs and flows, or feels like the sport is slowing down. um I have my honest opinion on this, on one of the big reasons it's happening. And I've kind of heard this, and this isn't me being in an echo chamber, it's just kind of across all sorts of aspects of Discord, YouTube, Instagram, and seeing all these comments of people over all these subjects about, is community retention falling off? Is airsoft a dying hobby? Is it growing? Is it shrinking? Is it, which direction is it going? What's going on? Why is it being suppressed? All that stuff. But anyway, my personal take on where it's kind of going right now is why it kind of feels, especially for me, because of where I live in the area I'm at. I'm not in airsoft populated area. Closest field is like 2.5 hours away. Closest store is like 3.5 hours away. I have to travel far for everything, which takes my dedication to airsoft as a hobby to a different level because it's more difficult. But I think the biggest reason why it feels like retention is falling. I mean, I could sit here and say, cost. Yeah, it's going to happen. Tariffs, blah, 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 blah. We could talk about cost of airsoft all day. We all know it's an expensive hobby, regardless of how you look at it. And everybody in the retail industry does have to make their money. And it is costing more to get stuff. So it is what it is. Have you heard of airsoft? Oh man, one of my favorite guys. No, I have not heard Myth. Sorry. I do consume a lot of airsoft stuff. These things get lost in the ether, but I don't think I've heard of him. But anyway, where was I? Oh man, I lost my train of thought. I got thrown off. Living far away from places, making it more difficult to airsoft. I had it. But anyway, but I believe to this day, and it's not just me, there's a lot of other people that have stated this almost every time it comes up as a big issue, isn't just cost. Again, expensive hobby, we all know. And milsims cost a lot. It just adds up, and it's part of airsoft. That I've come to realize you can't really adjust. As much as I would love to see costs come down, there is cost-effective options in the airsoft industry for pretty much every aspect of it. So that's a mute point. We could sit here and blade cheaters and cringe airsoft players and whatnot, but as much as try as you might, honestly, there's always going to be those people there. Because let's be honest, some people are just assholes. Period. As much as I wish that we could just like ban that type of stuff outright, it is what it is. But again, and like I said, there's always going to be those people. You could blame airsoft suppression on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. And yes, that is a big factor of it. But again, tangible things that would change that is separating things from 2A content, getting rid of the over aggressive stuff and glorification of cheaters, cringe soft. Like honestly, the meme softing shit is really just, you want to talk about cringe. Meme soft stuff is kind of old and tired, and a lot of people get annoyed by it. But that stuff, it's just going to be around. DJ, good to see you. Okay. But anyway, I think the biggest hindrance, though, isn't all these things. Even those things, they're going to be around. There's nothing we can do to get rid of them because people are stubborn. Nobody all wants to work together and get to the same goal, I guess. even though there's a bunch of people that say that. I think honestly, it's the biggest factors, and I've heard it being reinforced by some people that I think that are just scared to actually try it and put real effort into it. Um, is there feels like there's no expansion of airsoft inward into the country. It is pretty much, yeah, it's peppered all over the place. But all the big airsoft stuff, all the big retailers, all the ease of access places are on either West Coast, East Coast, Texas. Yeah, there's a spot in Illinois. Mir's got that. But it's not really huge. Yeah, there's a spot in Minnesota. It's not really huge. Yeah, there's a spot in Colorado. Decent size, but not huge. Huge. Like, and then there's everything huge is in the West Coast. That's where all the cool Millicent West stuff is. There's a couple of big ones dotted around the country, put on by event promoters that kind of just go all over the country and do that. But again, one time off location, certain time of the years. And then pretty much East Coast. There's stuff all up and down the East Coast. All throughout the middle, it's just peppered of kind of scattered almost nothing. And the thing that gets me about it is I've heard, because sometimes I lurk, sometimes I hear through the grapevine, but I've heard even owners of certain retailers claim that this is people whining about airsoft not being in their area or not close to a field. And we're whining about this. No, we're asking for this. Claiming that we're whining about it is just dismissing your customers and is anti-consumer. I'm going to flat out say it, and I don't care. That is just anti-consumer. That just means you actually genuinely do not care. Because if you have a large customer base that is not just in your area, but is like nationwide, and people are honestly at some points begging for people to try to expand out and get closer out to spots that don't have airsoft, and you claim that they're whining, that's just disrespectful, man. That's just honestly disrespectful. It makes me mad. I've worked customer service for years. I've grown up in small family businesses. It's just out of touch. And I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. It makes me want to go somewhere else when I hear that come out of an owner's mouth. But, and I do understand it costs money. I do understand that the business does have to be sustainable and people flow in and out. 2 seconds. Okay. I do understand this, and I do understand that we potentially be talking lots and lots of money, but at the same time, business involves risk. Sometimes risk pays off. My question to you is, in these areas where some people have tried to expand and it's not really gone well, or they say the people didn't come, did you build it up and really, really push it that you were expanding out? And not just through social media or through YouTube, or, did you actually like try to take out local TV spots? Did you actually like try to do radio spots? Did you try to put, advertisements in the local paper? Did you open the business and try to work with local police departments on a contract on potentially supplying them training aids, which airsoft can be used for and is used for in law enforcement agencies all over the country? Did you reach out to local communities by setting up events and inviting out the communities and whatnot to come check out airsoft and educate them on it? Again, I do understand these things cost money, but it is the extra mile and push that I need to take with a risk of, and I in airsoft business margins are small. I in shave razor thin. It's more cyclical with these businesses than really making a shit ton of money. It's hard. I do understand. I have studied. um, but I think it is a risk that can be taken in intelligent, smart maneuvers in good ways to be pushed forward to create further growth of airsoft as a whole and the community because the suppression will go down if we spread things out. So I think the best way to improve um, is to expand. And I do understand when you get more inward into the country, you do have the seasonal thing. But if you potentially invest in large enough buildings where you can build an indoor airsoft arena, which really needs to be done more across the country, um, boom, there, market again, and also another contract you could work up with that city's local police for training, and that's a steady revenue stream. You don't have to just wait for your weekenders to show up. um, so I mean, me, just some lowly consumer airsofter, I guess. I feel that more can be done to create expansions. And I've said in multiple videos before, when I've mentioned, asked, or brought up a subject like this before in any airsoft retailer, be it EVIC, GI, Amped, Fox, Airsoft, what is it, Airsoft Station, Mir. If y'all ever want to come out this way to the Midwest in the land of corn in Iowa, I'll work for you. I'll help manage the store. I have experience. Also, if it's in a community I'm in already, I know who to talk to. it just, I feel like that is how you could really grow the community, is also you work with airsofters within your company as well. Like, I am wholehearted, like I would pour so much into that because I am passionate about airsoft. For as difficult as it is for me to pull it off here and get out to play or go to events, I take the risk in doing it because I love it. So I would definitely take the risk in working for a company that is willing to set up shop in a new spot, and I could help them root airsoft in a new spot. I also think and do agree in the discussions of some people have also said a big thing that needs to happen uh, is airsoft manufacturers, retailers, stuff like that, all that need to sponsor more events and actually show up to events, especially like manufacturers show up to events to have like a table or a booth um, to pretty much sell the product and shake hands with the people and listen directly. And because in the airsoft world, like I said, with the AI stuff, it's very social. Like, you have to be there to airsoft. If you want to play airsoft, you have to be there. So it's an in-person thing, and people like when they have somebody from said manufacturer or retailer there who can help explain things when they're looking at new products or interested in new products or maybe upcoming products that are coming out that you could really show off at an event. And I've heard through the grapevine also of people saying, like, and there was a discussion video that was put out, I guess, on said subject, and they're like, it's very hard, it's very difficult. And again, I understand that is hard and difficult, and it does cost money and setting up events and blah 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 blah. But also, that's what a PR budget's for, personal relations budget. Actually, it used to be a thing in a lot of companies where they would pay to have somebody go place to place to place to sell their products or discuss their products and just get the word of mouth out there. A lot of companies have gone away from that. Also, the the thing a couple of years ago kind of also hampered a lot of things like that even further down. But public relations used to be a big part of business, and I think in airsoft, that needs to be pushed. I really, 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 really think that needs to be pushed because people are asking for that. I want to come like shake your hand and have you tell me about the product to my face. YouTube videos are awesome. Advertisement and through videos and stuff are great, but people actually want to like put a face to the product or to the store. Send them to events. If it's to play and just advertise the store and wear patches, just send them to events. Like, clear it, make it all good. Just send them. Like, I think the one thing that a lot of people do also ask for is, especially in the world of retailers having a face in their social media, is they want to play airsoft with that face. Send them out places. Send them to events across the country. Send them elsewhere. Like, put in a budget for it and send them off. Like, you would help your business so much more if you had a PR budget and a person going event to event and, essentially putting that out there face to face in person, that you go to the events. And it also gives the relatability. Which, yes, setting that up on Discord is cool, but I think if you really want to rep your store, your manufacturer, something like that, send them to events. Seriously. I think you would see a bigger turnaround if you did that than. I think the only other turnaround, the thing that might cause a big turnaround besides that is lowering prices. Like, spontaneously lowering prices. Like, yeah, watch the flood come back. But we all know that's not going to happen. Yeah, but that's just me. That's my thought. I don't know. Coming from the customer perspective, feeling like, a lot of people feel like they don't get heard. In I guess I can relate to a point, but if y'all agree with me, let me know in comments. Anybody got any questions, comments, concerns? Let me know. Um, Plug in your 2 cents. Why not? Do you have an experience with a retailer or an event coordinator or something like that that could relate to benefit from my ideas, maybe, for changes or adjustments? Would you like manufacturers and retailers to send people to events more? Do you want that, handshake experience? Put a name to the face, I guess. Well, a face to the name. I can't talk. But that's just me going on my rants like usual. So, other than that, that's pretty much all I got for tonight. Um, what am I drinking? Oh, it's sugar free or zero sugar blackberry Dr. Pepper. It's good stuff. I like it a lot. It's tasty and delicious. Yeah, zero sugar. Yeah. Dr. Pepper, sponsor me. Ha! It never happened. Dr. Pepper sponsored me. Dr. Pepper sponsored me, I would bring back their slogan, "Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?" Because I love Short Circuit. That's a good flavor. Thank you, Prime Tech. I agree. I agree. When they came out with that one, I just kind of went, "Oh, I have a new addiction." And that's pretty much what happened. Like, I love Dr. Pepper, but for some strange reason, this blackberry one is amazing. and really good belches out of this stuff. Other than that, guys, like I said, that's pretty much all I had for tonight. I get, that was a pretty tame rant compared to some of the other ones I've been on. If you guys like the rant videos or want to give me a subject to rant about, we can start doing that. I guess I dare you. Come up with something. Let me know in the comments. Hit me up on Discord. Give me ideas. I guess if you guys liked the last couple videos where I got a little heated. So, my pop's got a sealed empty can. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, if you guys want to have me go off on a rant, because if you go a few videos back, it's sometimes I can get a little heated on some of them. If you want to see more of that, try to come up with something that might, get that to happen. Who knows? I always try to be honest and transparent in these videos. I do sometimes leave out names of things because I'm not trying to affect businesses of airsoft. Like I said earlier in the video, airsoft is already a struggling thing, and I don't want to affect businesses because I'm more concerned about the employees, because those guys are sometimes just working for minimum wage, and they need a job, so I don't want to affect them because I don't hold anything against employees. The employees are just doing a job, and I understand. I've been there, but shitty business owners are shitty business owners, and sometimes people are just stuck underneath shitty business owners. I like the transparency, even if I know who you're referring to. I mean, if you guys watch my stuff enough, you might actually understand a lot of the circles that I hang around in where things come from. And when I say that I keep a lingering ear out pretty much everywhere I can, I really do. It's not just the same old places. I don't play favorites. I do give a little more focus to people that I think are bad actors just because I like to watch them. So in case I do need to out somebody, I will take that step. If I need to call somebody out directly, I will. And if they cross that line, I mean, I've already done it once in Discord. And they politely asked me to back off. And I did, and I deleted comments. But I am not afraid of telling the truth. If I really need to call you out, and if it does eventually affect your business, you got called out because you were doing shitty business. So that is what it is. There is skeletons in people's closets, and I've heard of them. I have things that I have saved just in case anyway. So it's more of, if I ever have to come up with the reason of calling somebody out, it's going to be a damn good one. And it is what it is. It is justice at that point. But I always like being as honest as possible. If you guys check out my replica reviews, I've even reviewed things I already know I don't like, and I still reviewed it and checked it out and gave my honest opinion. And my Glock video, I think, is the best example of, if you really want an honest review, there it is. But yeah, that's where I like being. So with these rant videos, it's just kind of, I do put thought into them before I just come on here and go off. It's and where a lot of the rage comes from is more of love of the hobby or passion for something than actual rage. Well, kind of. There's still a bit of rage in there. But if you guys want any new ones, give me some subjects to possibly go off about, I guess. Still reorienting my schedule so we can do the Council of Airsoft Dudes again. I need to get with my co-host, and we need to go over the next episode and get that orchestrated and set up. If you guys, I mean, I'll let everybody know, and then I will be taking volunteers for the next Council of Airsoft Dudes because I want the community involved in that one, because that's what that's all about. is getting people from the community all over to come in and talk about airsoft stuff, whether it be controversial or not. Could just be a general discussion. But anyway, that's going to be coming back around. I'm still getting back on my feet um, to finish my Sheboygan videos. I know those are long delayed. And I got a couple of reviews to film. That unfortunately reminded me I have a new review coming as well. I will be getting my hands on a new replica soon. I got somebody at work in airsoft for the second time of his life, and he bought a replica that he wants to do some stuff to, and told me I could test it out and do a review on it. So I'm gonna. But yeah, I also have another video to edit because I did something for somebody for shooting a video, which is really cool. And I need to get that done. So I have, again, irons on fire. Things are coming. I'm also doing a big old project, and that will get revealed later down the line, that I'm still working on in the background. Those that know and will keep their mouth shut and will not spoil it. Because if they do, I will come to their house and pee in their Cheerios, personally. But beyond that, guys, that's all I got for tonight, unless you guys got anything else. I know I tuned in late, but how have you been? Anything piquing your interest in the airsoft world, replicas, gears, announcements? Primetech, to answer that real quick, I think Crytek coming out with their new, essentially, 40 mic clone, was interesting for a second, and then, it's going to get banned everywhere. I don't know. I guess airsoft world-wise, I'm still waiting on the Jeftron Leviathan for 249s to come out. It's like the next big thing that I really, really, really want to invest in and put that in Mr. Torg. Does a 249 need a MOSFET? No, but it'll make it a little easier to work with, and I could adjust the rate of fire a lot easier. But I don't know. I'm still slowly putting together. I know I tuned in late. How have I been? And to answer the how have I been, I've been slowly getting better. Slowly. It's gonna get worse before it gets better, because I have another big event coming up in a couple of weeks. That is pertaining to what happened earlier in this year, and for those of you who know, you know. But I think things will smooth out after that. It's the final big step in that process. So it's getting there, man. I'm hanging in there. I'm going to work every day. I'm still working on things. I've just been very kind of quiet in the background. I'm still paying attention though, Prime Tech. I'm still here. I'm still trying to hang out in Discord. So I don't plan on really going anywhere. As much as currently right now I am with the attitude and mentality of some retailers and how the industry of airsoft is right now. There's a lot of discouraging things, and also the fact that I am extremely tight budgeted and really can't do shit airsoft wise. It's very upsetting. I'm genuinely starting to be concerned and worried about the trip to Georgia next year, but that's still a ways away, and I'm still confident that I can swing that. But that's next year problem. Yeah, slowly working on stuff. That's pretty much about it. Emery Draven, does that reminds me? Do the Sheboygan scores come in? You are talking about a dead horse that is getting beaten to death that will never be spoken of again. That gets ranted and raved about and asked about for about a month after the event, and still won't post numbers. It ain't gonna happen. But we all do understand and know from overwhelming consensus on where numbers were at when the game was ended and how everything went. We won. Green team won. Oh, that's moving development FY. Oh, I know. I'm just when they announced it earlier in the year, when they announced that they were doing it, I knew it was going to take some time, and I knew if we were lucky, we were going to get it by the end of the year. But I think I'm looking at probably beginning of next year, maybe right before spring season that'll come out. But I know that's moving. Prime Tech and I appreciate that. That's awesome. You're a homie. That's why we're friends. But yeah, I'm just impatient about it. I want it. I want it. I also have a lot of guns to fix. A lot of my replicas are down or broken or something, or in need of rebuilding. A lot of my stuff is down. I need a lot of, but that also takes money I don't have. So, and if y'all feeling generous or charitable, go support the channel on Discord. Buy a shit ton of Squirrely Nuts roadkill rags and shamogs and support the living shit out of the channel, and maybe I could crawl in a debt and start buying stupid amounts of fucking airsoft shit again. Anyway, that rant's out of the way. But things are coming, things are happening, things are moving along. It's slow going, but it's there. If you guys want to join me in the Coffee Talk voice chat after this, I will probably be there for a little bit, but I might go to bed early tonight. I don't know. I'm probably going to hop on Borderlands for a little bit, but I'll be in Coffee Talk chat after this for the usual post-stream chat. Join me over there. If you haven't joined the Discord, click the link in the pinned comment below. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you guys either want me to rant about something or you agree about anything I said tonight or have a different opinion, go. Feel free. Throw it in the comments. Don't be an asshole about it, because if you are, I'm either going to get rid of it or I'm going to just treat you like an asshole and call you out. But don't be an asshole. But if you have a differing opinion, go ahead. Put it in. Give me your argument. I'll listen to it. I will debate back and forth peacefully. Peacefully. Like I said, don't be an asshole. But otherwise than that, it's good hanging out with you guys again. Glad to see everybody. Appreciate y'all. And until next time, guys, like I always say, never ever forget your battle cry. Nee!